All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Atheniano Show. As promised, we're going to do another reaction video today. And controversy, controversy, controversy. One of my favorite words in the English language. And this is a song by Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince. Somebody I love. I know we have a strong audience of Prince on this podcast, so hopefully this video does well. I don't know, and hopefully you guys like it. But yeah, the song is off the album with the same title. The album reached number 21 on the US Top 100 charts, and the song reached number 70 on the Top 100 charts. So the song, Prince said, is about people who ask him too many questions about who he is, what he is, etc., etc. And so as you'll see for yourself when we listen to the song, there's a lot of, rhetorical questions that Prince is asking his audience. So without further ado, let's take a listen and then we'll talk about some of the lyrics.
trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Controversy. Controversy. Controversy.
All right. Fantastic song. And speaking of controversy, I think a good place to start is the portion of the song where he recites the Lord's Prayer, because that alone created a lot of controversy when he did that, a lot of pushback. And Prince was a very devout Christian. The only reason I say was is because he's dead, but he remained a devout Christian through his whole life. And there's a lot of biblical messages in this song, in addition to it just being about why do people ask so many questions? Why do people care so much about people's business? And so a good place to start is actually with this Lord's Prayer and the place of it in the song. So the Lord's Prayer occurs in the Matthew Gospel during the Beatitudes when they're asking Jesus, how do we pray? What's the proper way to pray? How do we do it? And at the time, remember, in the Jewish law, Jewish scriptures, they had all these very specific rules and very specific things that you had to say and things you had to recite. And it was very regiment oriented. And disciples like, well, Jesus, what's the right way to pray? Messiah, what's the right way to ask God for things? And Jesus says, don't bother with all these words and all these extra things and trying to just say the most words possible. He says, it's very simple. It's not complicated. You say this: Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So the reason that's important is because that's kind of centered around the entire point of Prince's song. Everybody wants to find, stories and meaning and searching for all of these things. They're asking him, are you black? Are you white? Are you straight? Are you gay? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in me? Does your daddy cry? Do you get high? They want to know all these things. They want to find, they want to know him by asking all of these questions and just trying to get all these specific details about him. And he's like, no. Why are you guys doing this? For no reason. He has, in the chorus, he says, life is just a game. We're all just the same. We're all just the same, right? You don't need to overcomplicate things. And that's the point of, I think, including the Lord's Prayer is, it's not complicated, right? We make it more complicated for ourselves, but life is fundamentally very simple. And I think this goes back to a point in the Bible or in the Gospels when Jesus continually emphasizes how the children know the kingdom of heaven more than the wise and the understanding. It's like the wise and the understanding, the rabbis and all these people want to complicate the message. They want to make things more complex than they actually are for the purposes of posing as smarter, more intelligent, more knowledgeable. And in reality, it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. And I think that's what Prince is trying to get at. And he's criticizing those same people that Jesus criticizes in the Gospels. In the refrain, he says, people call me rude. I wish we all were nude. I wish there was no black and white. I wish there were no rules. People call me rude. It's like, that's not a controversial statement, or it shouldn't be a controversial statement to say, I wish there was no black and white. I wish there were no rules. I wish we all were nude. Right? He's saying, I don't want us to be. He's not saying, I don't want there to be black people. I don't want to be white people. He's saying, I don't want us to make a legitimate distinction and care so much. Right? I want us to be nude, meaning what separates us, the things that divide us. We don't need to pay attention to that. Right? We have so much more in common. And that's what he's focusing on here. And it's something that, again, ties back to a biblical theme, which is the Garden of Eden, right? Before Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, they were innocent, unknowledgeable. They didn't understand the differences between them and the differences between humanity. And then as soon as they ate the fruit, as soon as they gained knowledge of themselves and knowledge of their identities and recognized who they were, well, that's when this outbreak of division and chaos and, fighting happened in humanity. And, he's just saying, why? Why are we so obsessed with doing this? And he's kind of he's begging this question, like he's saying, it's true, but why? Why? And this ties back to a line in the chorus when he says, some people want to die so they can just be free. Said, life is just a game, we're all just the same. In a previous song that I did, Sign of the Times, Prince says something very similar. He says, Sign of the Times, why? When a rocket ship explodes, does everybody still want to fly? Some say a man ain't truly happen until a man truly dies. Oh, why? Oh, why? Right? So it's like, why are we so obsessed with this idea of creating so much division among ourselves before we reach the bliss. And I don't think Prince is like saying we should, I don't think he's normatively or advocating for a change in the way that society acts, but I think he's saying that's the way it is, but why is it that way? He's why did we have to do this? Why did Adam and Eve have to eat from the fruit of knowledge? Why do we have to make things so complicated for ourselves? Can't we just accept that we're all the same and treat each other's, as equals? And why are we so obsessed with knowing people's differences? And so it's more of he's asking a metaphysical question about why is it this way? And it's really insightful. And of course, Prince is the key of masking really insightful and deep thoughts into poppy, funky, catchy songs where people don't really realize what he's saying. They just like the beat. And in reality, he's making a very profound statement. And by the way, that's actually not to compare Prince to Jesus, but that's exactly what Jesus says is the reason for the parables. He says, because we are hiding these things from ordinary people who are not ready, right? If you're not ready to grasp this message, then you shouldn't receive the word. And so the point is, the reason he says in parables, because it's only for people that want to learn, that are ready to grasp it, ready to receive it, who get it. So he masks the parables. And Prince kind of is masking this message, this very profound message and statement in this song. And for most people, they probably don't pick up on it because they're just not ready. Well, okay, I don't want to proselytize, but they're not able to move past the beat and the funk and the dancing movements. So they just pass it off as a regular funk, catchy song. Don't think too much about it. So that's that. Love this song. Love Prince. Hope you guys like this too. Hope you guys subscribe and like this video and share it and give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get a thumbs up here. There it is. Give it a thumbs up. Like it, subscribe, and give me some music recommendations for future songs. So that's it. Peace, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless. Hey guys, I know the video just ended, but I want to do something I've never done before because I realized I left something out. So I wanted to put this instead of the end screen. So just really quickly, the cover of the album and the song I think is worth looking at to just reinforce my message. So obviously it's a picture of Prince, and surrounded by him is a newspaper called The Controversy Daily. And you can see there's 4 headlines next to it. Love thy neighbor, any Christian sentenced to die, do you believe in God, President signs Gun Control Act. Now, again, I think this is irony, and more to the point that I was saying before. These are not controversial things, and yet they're printed as headlines in the Controversial Daily. Love thy neighbor. Why is that controversial? It's not. But somehow we may think it's controversial. Any Christian sentenced to die. Any Christian is the Antichrist. Why is that a bad thing? Do you believe in God? Why is that a controversial question? It shouldn't be. And then, President signs Gun Control Act. Why is gun control controversial? It shouldn't be. And according to Prince. And so that's why he's just, the cover reinforces the message. So, yeah.